An appeal filed, shots fired in return, and the reasons that people want to keep this stuff from going forward. Hint, because, well, there's some stuff out there that wasn't considered and looks really bad. So hey there. So today I want to return to that wonderful world of litigation to talk about the Mignogna appeal being filed, and well, it could be a good thing. The reason that you want this filed is because certain things out there, they weren't considered before. You know, all of that damning stuff. You know, that stuff about Christopher Slatosh. You know, that stuff about Chuck Huber. All of the information that was in a certain filing that, well, didn't get included because of a timeline. Yeah, that stuff, it could actually be looked at in appeal. And there's some people out there that don't want it looked at. See, as it is, the TCPA hearing, all of that being dismissed, it basically said that there was no ramification for the things that certain people had been doing for months. We're talking about month in, month again, for 10 months and counting. I mean, they're still going, and they're emboldened to this. Now, I don't cover a lot of that anymore because, hey, here's a hint, they're terrible people, and we all know that. But right now, what we're looking at is an appeal being filed to hold them accountable for what they've been doing. Here's the appeal. You know, Plaintiff Victor Mignogna, Vic, files a notice of appeal. He desires to appeal the order granting Defendant Funimation Productions, LLC, motion to dismiss under the TCPA. Monica Rial, Ron Toy's motion to dismiss under the TCPA. Jamie Marquis' motion to dismiss under the TCPA. When, where, what, and so on, where we're going to see it. Beard, Harris, Bullock, and Hughes, also representative. Plus, you know, we see another name tied onto that. Yeah, you're talking about going forward and hopefully having somebody go and say, yeah, this stuff, it wasn't right. Nope, it wasn't right at all. Now, we're going to be looking through this shots fired bag, but I want to show you something right off the bat that pretty much gives away the game here. They talk about what can be appealed, what exactly they're going to be trying to do, and they give you a first and second that they want to have happen in this because we know that there is going to be some kind of an appeal here. So they ask two things. First, given that plaintiff has tipped his hand as to an appeal, we request that the court enter an order on defendant's omnibus objections to plaintiff's TCPA evidence, filed September 3rd, 2019, the objections. While we agree that the court properly disallowed the attachment to plaintiff's second amended petition, in the event the Fort Worth Court of Appeals were to consider such evidence, much of which is hopelessly defective, a ruling on the objections, even a blanket grant or denial, would preserve the issue for review and prevent a remand to consider those evidentiary issues. Basically, you need to throw out all of that stuff that comes from certain people. You know who those people were, by the way? Christopher Slatosh. Oh yeah, that guy that has evidence where Monica Rial and Ron Toy were behind the scenes damaging Kamehacon. Oh yeah, we want to go through that. We want you to throw that stuff out. And we want to be able to bring it up in an evidentiary hearing of our own where we go after those people, but we don't want you to be able to bring it up. Chuck Huber, same thing. We want to be able to go after Chuck Huber. We want to be able to bring all of this stuff up in our own evidentiary hearing, but you need to disallow it. I mean, if you think about what that's asking for, it is absolutely insane, but hey, you know, that's law, baby. That's justice, right? Secondly, we request that the court strike the second amended petition in its entirety pursuant to Monica Rial, Ron Toy, Jamie Marquis' joint response, cross motion to strike, plaintiff's response to the TCPA motion to dismiss plaintiff's second amended petition, and to deny plaintiff's motion for leave to file late response to defendant's TCPA motions to dismiss due to technical issues, filed September the 3rd, 2019. Again, we agree that the court correctly noted in the order that it excluded the attachments to this second amended petition. However, allowing the plaintiff to effectively purposely ambush the defendants with a late file pleading, even absent its attached evidence, furthers the plaintiff's improper strategy. Without a clear exclusion of the petition as well as the evidence, plaintiff will undoubtedly attempt to rely on the second amended petition on appeal. A ruling on the objection raised as to the filing of the second amended petition would also allow the Court of Appeal to determine if the plaintiff's tactics are appropriate and also avoid remand on the issue. So, of course, we don't want that included in there. Like I said, it all comes down to that issue of whether or not we can have a stay because of 15 minutes. Now, that infuriates me in a lot of ways. I think we've talked about that stuff. But also, we're talking about a document that had pretty much everything in it. They can talk about what kind of a mess it is. They can talk about so many terrible things that are out there. But the reality is that thing had affidavits in it that destroyed certain items. Not only that, but again, proved that Monica Rial and Ron Toy were going out of their way to cause damage. I mean, if you go back and review it, and I definitely would suggest that you do, you're going to see a lot of improper stuff, like, I don't know, threatening a con with $25,000, saying you're going to remove it, threatening a walkout that actually did transpire if Mignogna ended up there, and beyond that too, well, saying that somebody's going to be labeled as a certain type of predator. Well, never happened either. Now, of course, he's going to be making himself available should the court wish to address any of the foregoing issues. You know, he's going to be there like a pal. Why don't you come in and give him a back pat and a back rub? You know, his feet are probably sore from all that pacing back and forth, trying to write item after item after item. Now, again, if you look at this, what it aims at is saying, when it starts out, hey, we're going to go in and say that this is legally improper, because you can't go and you can't appeal something that is an interlocutory order. Essentially, they're trying to appeal part of something and not what happened in total. So they're saying here, file a motion to dismiss as soon as the clerk notices a cause issue. We suspect the Fort Worth Court of Appeals will quickly dismiss this because, and they go through that. They say the order granting dismissal under TCPA does not resolve all issues not subject to appeal as the final decision or on an interlocutory basis. And of course, they bring up fees as well. Everything. Accordingly, at best, plaintiff attempted to appeal an interlocutory order in anticipation of potential arguments from plaintiff. No stay is in place in this matter because there is no appeal of a denial of a TCPA dismissal. That's exactly what they're going through here. Like I said, they say that it actually showcased the hand of how they're going to move forward, but this shows exactly what the game plan was. The game plan was, got to get that evidence that looks really, really bad for us knocked out, because if somebody actually looks at that stuff, if it's not locked down, then God forbid they might actually find, I don't know, justice along the way. Also, and to bring this up, there was mention of an evidentiary hearing. I'm going to put a video out on that too. And well, you can see this brought up. You're going to actually have the evidentiary hearing on November 21st, 2019, where again, these folks, they want to present all of this. They want to basically be able to bring up Vic's mama, Kamea Khan 2019, Rakeda, Ty Beard. They want to bring up everything in its mother, but of course, you can't bring up anything back. Isn't it amazing to look at this trash fire, and to again think that, hey, this is somehow justice? Like I said, the idea with all of this stuff, once dismissed, they want to have a huge bonfire, and that bonfire, it's going to burn everyone that didn't walk lockstep down. That was the whole plan, and man, they are trying to make that thing manifest. Hopefully, there is something out there that we call justice, but if not, I hope everyone remembers what we've looked at here, because they never did win hearts and minds. Oh yeah, they may have won a Twitter fight, but a Twitter fight, that isn't reality. But anyhow, you tell me what you think. If you like this kind of content too, make sure you're subbed to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell. You know the drill by now. Also, check out the links in the description. One of those is the Case of the Littlest Umbrella. It is our initial foray into comic books, and it's also a message to people just like this saying we can defy gatekeepers. It's in demand, meaning we're working on it right now, and when it's gone, well, it's gone. Closing this out, too, I want to thank you for showing up. Many of these places have forgotten who empowers endeavors, and that's their prerogative. That they don't want you there, they don't want you there. I want you here, so I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your attention and for showing up, and we'll be doing this again very soon. Thank you.